Welcome to Lunchtime News here on Newsfirst, where the people come first. You're joining me, Naveksha Gunasekara. We start off by taking a look at your headlines.
Political parties and groups contest in the local government election summoned by the Election Commission. Election Commission seek fund confirmation for local government poll from the Treasury. 2-hour daily power outages to take place after 4 p.m. during A-level exam period. India commits to help Sri Lanka on debt, statement from the IMF. Ananda Palitha and Dhammika Sanjeeva arrested for criminal influence. 7 reported killed in 2 shootings in Northern California.
Sri Lanka's election headquarters.
In your top story, all political parties and independent groups contesting the local government election have been summoned to the Election Commission today.
This is the first time that the Election Commission will meet the political parties after announcing the election date. During the meeting, political parties and independent groups will be informed about the election process. The National Election Commission has addressed a letter to the Finance Ministry requesting a clarification on whether or not funds can be provided for the local government election. The chairman of the National Election Commission in the letter had sought a clarification from the Treasury Secretary. The cost of the local government election is estimated at 10 billion rupees. The National Election Commission said that the Treasury Secretary is expected to provide a detailed response on whether or not the funds will be made available.
The national organizer of the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna, Basil Rajapaksa, expressed his opinion on the local government election following a visit to the Temple of the Tooth Relic in Kandy and received blessings.
ඒ වුණාට ඉතින් අපි අභියෝග වලට මුහුණ දෙන්න එපා. දැන් අවුරුද්දම විශේෂයෙන්ම මේ ඡන්දයක් කියාගන්නත් බිලියන 10ක් නැහැයි කියලා කියනවා. මේ තත්ත්වය උදවුනේ ඔබතුමාලගේ ආණ්ඩුව තුල නේද? නෑ ඊට ඉස්සෙල්ලා අවුරුදු කාලයක් තිස්සේ දැන් කියන්නේ අවුරුදු 70 ගාණක් වැරදි කරපු හන්දයි කියලානේ. ඒතර අපි විතරක් නෙවෙයි 70 ගාණේ පාලනය කරේ. මැතිවරණ මේ ඡන්ද ප්‍රතිඵලය කොයි වගේ වෙයිද? බලමු ඉතින් ඒක ජනතාව අතේ තියෙන්නේ.
Views are being expressed on the political stage with regard to the local government election.
The country has a constitution that secures the people's right to exercise their vote. We need to follow the law. If the rulers are disregarding the law, they are at fault. They are trying to delay this election because they are aware that they will suffer a massive defeat at the election. They would be sent to jail. They will lose all that they stole. So given the situation, would they even want an election? However, what they wish is not important because we must bow down to the law of the country. At the beginning of the election process, our opposition looked at us with a hare and tortoise mindset. They assumed that no one from the SLPP, that has a majority of the local government members, will contest. The 3,229 SLPP local government members will contest once again, and we will contest with a renewed common alliance under the symbol of the flower bud. A majority will compete from the SLPP. We made a scientific calculation and thereafter joined with the other factions. That includes the United National Party as well. It is clear that the government is trying to delay the election. The government tried various attempts to do so, yet they failed to find the constitutional way to do it. Now they are claiming security concerns, in addition to the shortage of funds. They are trying to sabotage the election process by claiming that there will be power cuts and fuel shortages. The government is afraid to face the people at an election.
ආණ්ඩුවට මැතිවරණයෙන් බය වෙලා පැනලා යන්නේ නැතුව ජනමතයට මුහුණ දෙන්න ආණ්ඩුව සූදානම් වෙන්න කියලා.
Will the local government election be delayed in the face of the economic crisis? Views in this regard were made at the media briefing on cabinet decisions.
Was a proposal made to delay the local government election? Was this matter discussed by the Cabinet of Ministers?
Cabinet මණ්ඩලයේදී සාකච්ඡාවක් සිදු වුණාද?
කිසිම කැබිනට් පණ්ඩේ සාකච්ඡාවක් නෙන්නේ. අපි දැනුම් දීලා තියෙනවා මැතිවරණ කොමිසම.
There was no such decision in cabinet. We have informed the National Election Commission and the court that we are facing a challenge in terms of the election. The CEB cannot provide electricity. The SLTB cannot operate around 800 buses daily due to the absence of a driver and conductor. Fuel is still being issued based on the QR system, and the fuel allocation for election officers will anyway be limited. If the IMF does not sign the agreement, this country will have no tomorrow.
මේ ගිවිසුම අත්සන් කරේ නැත්නම් මේ රටට හෙටක් නැහැ.
Two election commission officials received death threats last week. It appears that no proper action was taken over the matter. Political analysts say this is an attempt by the government to delay the election. Was this discussed by the cabinet?
කැබිනට් මණ්ඩලයේ සාකච්ඡා කරාද?
මේ නාට්‍ය රංග දක්වන්න පටන් ගත්තේ තර්ජනය මර්ධනය හා මිනිමැරීම මැයි 9 වෙනිදා ඉඳලා.
The drama of threats, murder, etc. commenced from the 9th of May. The violence that started with the torching of houses is now moving under various means. PUCSL member Mohan Samranayaka was threatened in similar fashion, and a police complaint was filed. An investigation is underway. The CID and the IGP are impartially investigating these events. The law will be implemented irrespective of the person or the position.
කාට වුණත් මට වුණත් වෙන කෙනෙක්ට වුණත් නීතිය ක්‍රියාත්මක කිරීමේ කාර්ය කරන්නට වෙනවා.
Sri Lanka police on Monday evening arrested trade union activist Ananda Palitha and secretary of the Electricity Users Association Dhammika Sanjeeva from Kolpiti. Sri Lanka police said that the spokesperson of the Samagi United Trade Union Balavegia, Ananda Palitha, and secretary of the Electricity Users Association Dhammika Sanjeeva will be produced in court on Tuesday. Police spokesperson SSP Nihal Thalduwa told Newsfirst that they were arrested on the charges of criminal influence. The police spokesperson said that they are charged with threatening Mohan Samranayaka, a member of the Public Utilities Commission of Sri Lanka. Today marks the second day of the Black Protest Week launched by the Trade Union Collective. The Black Protest Week was launched demanding the immediate withdrawal of the government's tax policy that imposed a 6% to 36% tax on monthly income exceeding 100,000 rupees. More than 15 organizations of public sector professionals represent this collective of trade unions.
The GMOA extended its support for the Black Protest Week by wearing black bands today. This was the situation at the Colombo National Hospital premises. The trade unions are forcing the authorities to address the unfair tax policy as well as a shortage of medicine. The collection of signatures for a petition of 1 million signatures took place at several places today. The GMOA collected signatures for the public petition and expressed their support for the Black Protest Week at the Kuliyapitiya Teaching Hospital as well.
We will join the people and influence the government to protect the health sector. We have launched a program to protect the health sector which is at the brink of collapsing.
The People's Movement for a Law-Abiding and Just Society criticized the government's new tax regime.
මෙරට ස්වාධීන අධිකරණ පද්ධතිය තුල විනිසුරුවන්ට වෙනත් ආදායම් ඉපයීම් වෙනත් වත්කම් නැහැ.
In an independent judiciary, there is no additional revenue. Justices only have the salary and the allowances. This tax policy directly affects the lives of the justices. Experts and intellectuals in the country will not want to remain in the country because of this tax regime. In other countries, the benefits of paying direct taxes are enjoyed by the people. However, in Sri Lanka, it is enjoyed by the politicians. The money exposed in the Pandora Papers must be given to the people. These are the alternatives we propose. Rather than burdening the people economically and rather than looting from the people in the form of taxes, we urge the politicians to build this country.
පීඩනයේ මහජනතාවට එල්ල කරන්නේ නැතුව බදි ප්‍රතිපත්ති වලින් මහජනතාව සූරා කන්නේ නැතුව මේ රට ගොඩනගන්න කියලා අපි මේ රට දේශපාලනඥයන්ගෙන් ඉල්ලා සිටිනවා.
The IMF said on Monday that India has committed to help ease the debt burden of its crisis-stricken neighbour Sri Lanka as part of a possible International Monetary Fund supported program. The island nation of 22 million people has grappled with challenges during the past year, ranging from a shortage of foreign currency to runaway inflation and a steep recession. The worst such crisis since independence from Britain in 1948. It was reported last week that India had told the IMF it strongly supports Sri Lanka's debt restructuring plan as the island seeks a $2.9 billion loan from the global lender, according to a letter. An IMF spokesperson said in a statement on Monday that Sri Lanka is engaged with other official bilateral creditors to obtain similar assurances. The IMF spokesperson had said that as soon as adequate assurances are obtained and remaining requirements are met, including by the Sri Lankan authorities, a fund-supported program for Sri Lanka can be presented to the IMF's executive board for approval that would unlock much-needed financing. Sri Lanka requires the backing of China and India, its biggest bilateral lenders, to reach a final agreement with the IMF that is essential to help the country emerge from its worst financial crisis in 7 decades. The finance minister said that all necessary measures will be taken to ensure the salaries of state sector employees are paid on Wednesday. The senior finance ministry spokesperson said that the necessary measures are being implemented to pay the salaries of executive and non-executive public sector employees. On the 16th of January 2023, the Cabinet of Ministers decided to pay the monthly salaries of the non-executive officers on the due day and to pay the monthly salaries of executive officers several days after the due salary date. The Public Utilities Commission of Sri Lanka on Tuesday announced that it has reached a unanimous decision to expedite Ceylon Electricity Board's tariff proposal in accordance with the Electricity Act 2009. In addition, the PUCSL has reached a decision to seek legal opinion on the implementation of the Cabinet request on interim tariff with retrospective effect, said its chairman Janaka Ratnayaka. CSL Chairman Janaka Ratnayaka told Newsfirst that the Public Utilities Commission of Sri Lanka reached a unanimous decision. The Cabinet recently decided to increase the electricity tariff by 65% to 70% with effect from the 1st of January. However, the Public Utilities Commission continued to emphasize that such electricity tariff revisions cannot be allowed. It further said that it will make calculations related to the amendment of the electricity tariff as specified in the Electricity Act.
The Cabinet spokesperson commented on the daily power outages on Tuesday.
උසස් පෙළ විභාගයේ පැවැත්වෙන කාල පරිච්ඡේදය තුලදී විදුලිය කප්පාදුවක් සිද්ධ වෙනවා.
There will be no power outage while the advanced level examination is taking place. That means there will be no power outage until 4 p.m. Thereafter, the power outage of 2 hours will be implemented in 2 phases. This decision was made considering the students sitting for the advanced level examination. We will not hesitate to do what we can. There is no need to protest about it. We understand it.
ඒ සඳහා උද්ඝෝෂණය කරන්න පිකටින් කරන්න අවශ්‍ය නැහැ අපිටත් තේරෙනවා.
The Colombo High Court Judge Aditya Patabandige rejected a request to acquit and release former ASP Kulasiri Udugampola, a defendant in the case filed over the raids carried out at military intelligence safe houses, including the Millennium City Safe House. Counsel made the request to acquit and release the defendant without calling for evidence.
The case was filed over the raids carried out at military intelligence safe houses between 1st of January 2002 and 3rd of September 2002 in Colombo, Aturugiriya, Kandy, Kadugannawa, seizing their military equipment and taking photographs and videos of the said equipment. In addition, the case was filed for arresting military intelligence personnel and exposing military secrets. The Colombo High Court Judge Aditya Patabandige, issuing the order on the request made by the council appearing for the former ASP, noted that the court has decided to continue with the case by calling for evidence from the defence based on the evidence produced to the court by the prosecution. The Colombo High Court judge ordered for the case to be called up again on the 21st for the evidence from the defence and ordered for the evidence list to be produced to the court ahead of the date. Deputy Solicitor General Sudarshan De Silva, appearing for the Attorney General, had requested the court to reject a request to acquit and release former ASP Kulasiri Udugampula without calling for evidence from the defence. Retired Major Attorney Ajit Prasanna was found guilty by the Supreme Court on Tuesday for contempt of court. He was sentenced to 4 years rigorous imprisonment and was also fined 300,000 rupees. A contempt of court case was filed by the Supreme Court claiming that retired Major Attorney Ajit Prasanna had made a comment in the contempt during an interview with a YouTube channel on the 19th of January 2020. The Supreme Court ordered the Attorney General to also take strict disciplinary action against retired Major Ajit Prasanna, who is also an attorney.
Taking part in the sea phase of Corporation Afloat Readiness and Training Exercise 2023, SLNS Gajabahu and SLNS Samudra of the Sri Lanka Navy and USS Anchorage of the US Navy successfully conducted a series of naval exercises off Negombo on the 22nd and 23rd of January 2023.
Pre-sale conference on the sea phase of CARAT 2023 was held on board USS Anchorage on 20th January with the partition stakeholders of the exercise. The commanding officers of ships taking part in the exercise, pilots assigned to USS Anchorage and from the Sri Lanka Air Force exchanged views on the objectives and goals of the exercise, scenario to be used, rules of engagement and communication protocols during the pre-sale conference. The exercises conducted in the sea phase mainly focused on divisional tactics, visit board search and seizure operations, replenishment at sea, overhead reconnaissance exercises and gunnery exercises. Apart from that, shipborne helicopters of USS Anchorage successfully carried out embarkation and disembarkation of men and material on helo decks of ships and helicopter visit, board, search and seizure exercises with the ships engaged in the sea phase. The theoretical and practical knowledge and experiences exchanged through this nature of exercises will help Sri Lanka Navy to collectively overcome common challenges in the ocean region in the future. Besides, it will help Sri Lanka Navy to nurture a stable ocean region by eliminating various forms of illegal activities, including drug trafficking in the island waters.
The human-elephant conflict remains unresolved. The villagers allege that elephants have destroyed many crops in the Digavapi area in Ampara.
Digavapi village in Ampara is a village that faces constant threats from elephants. The villagers say that the wild elephants that roam around the Digavapi Pallakadu garbage dump often encroach the villagers. The villagers demand a solution to this problem.
A gunman killed 7 people before being arrested in California on Monday, just 2 days after a shooting claimed 11 lives at a popular dance hall.
The latest attacks occurred at 2 separate locations in the coastal city of Half Moon Bay, about 50 kilometers south of San Francisco. The attacker was identified as 67-year-old Zhao Chunil. It comes as state mourns the death of a majority Asian monastery park during celebrations for the Lunar New Year. The suspect on Monday was filmed by news cameras turning himself in to the San Mateo County Sheriff's Office about 2 hours after the attack. The first 4 victims were discovered at a mushroom farm, while the other 3 were later found at a nearby trucking business. San Mateo County Sheriff said he was found with a semi-automatic pistol that may have been used in the attack and is currently cooperating with police. Investigators have not yet provided a motive for the attack.
The Sport Unleash School Sports Awards to recognize talented sportsmen and women for the 2022 school's calendar year took place at the BMICH on Monday.
The Sport Unleashed School Sports Awards recognize the talented sportsmen and women as well as their coaches for performing exceptionally well in the local and international stage. The award ceremony took place under the auspices of Education Minister Dr. Susil Premajantha and Parliamentarian Iran Vikramaratne. Only 50% of the schools operated for 2 years due to COVID-19. We were unable to engage in sports, while students and teachers were confined to their homes. We tried online education, but we failed. We need to implement a different solution. We did not have any sport event for 2021. However, we will complete 32 sports before the end of the year. Suranga Kumara was adjudged the best schools coach of the year. He is the coach of the Commonwealth medalist Nethmi Ahimsa Fernando. Nalanda College Colombo won the award for the most talented school in sports disciplines for the year 2022. Nadun Kavisha from Royal College Colombo was adjudged Outstanding Schools Track Events Athlete of the Year. Ashmika Korla from Yoshida International was adjudged the Outstanding Schools Field Events Athlete of the Year. Viren Nettasinghe of St. Peter's College Colombo was named the Outstanding Schools Badminton Player of the Year, while Susal De Silva from Nalanda College Colombo was named the Outstanding Schools Chess Player of the Year. Several artists added colour to the award ceremony at the BMICH. Dunit Vellalage from St. Joseph's College, Maradana, who is also representing the national cricket team, was named the Outstanding Schools Cricketer of the Year. Dinubasini Viratna from DS Srilanka College, Colombo was named as the Outstanding Schools Rugby Player of the Year, and he is the only schools rugby player to be included in the national rugby team. Gangasini Viratna from Visakha Vidyalaya, Colombo was named the Outstanding Schools Swimmer of the Year. The award for the Outstanding Schools Wrestler was won by Commonwealth medalist Nethmi Ahimsa Fernando from Velpalla Sangaratna Central College in Giriulla.
And that's a wrap of Lunchtime News. For all these stories and much more, you can visit our website, that is www.newsfirst.lk. Thank you for watching. Have yourself a great day ahead.
News First.